Welcome to Scrapbook My Life, where I tell you an embarrassing story to save you from making the same embarrassing mistakes I did. One day, in social studies, the teacher announced that we were starting our European countries unit. She would assign everyone a different European country, and we'd do a research paper and a 10-minute presentation to the whole class in a few weeks. A research paper I could do, no problem. But talking for 10 minutes in front of the class with everyone just staring at me, I was immediately stress sweating. That night, I begged my dad to write me a note, saying that I had a condition that prohibited me from public speaking. He insisted that I had to do it, and that it was a good learning opportunity. Fine, I said, but I'll remember this when Father's Day rolls around. My stomach was in knots for 3 weeks. I researched Switzerland and actually learned a lot of cool facts. Did you know that Switzerland has the world's longest staircase? It has 11,674 steps. Even though I thought my paper totally rocked, I was still terrified of having to read it in front of the whole class. I could barely eat. Out of nowhere, I would just start to cry for no reason. That night, I had a nightmare that I gave my presentation without realizing that I forgot to put pants on that day. The next night, I dreamt that when I got up in front of the class, all my note cards were blank and I couldn't remember one fact about Switzerland. The night before my speech, I dreamt that my teacher told me right before that she changed my assigned country to Germany, and I had to make it up on the fly. On the day of my speech, I slept through my alarm. I looked at the clock. 8 a.m. I'm totally gonna be late. I jumped out of bed and opened my dresser to find some clothes. Uh-oh. I looked over, and there is an enormous pile of dirty clothes that I never took to the laundry room. Oh no. Pickings were slim, but I didn't have time to worry about my outfit that day. I grabbed the first shirt and pair of pants I could find, put on my jacket, and flew out the door. Luckily, social studies was my first period class, so I could get this presentation over with. My teacher called on me to go first to give my presentation. Here we go. I stood up, took off my jacket, and realized what shirt I'd thrown on. It was a shirt my grandma bought me that, up until today, I had refused to wear. Because on it is a picture of my face with a bunch of hearts around it. Before I could put my jacket back on and hide my enormous face, the entire class saw it and started to laugh. For a moment, I was horrified. But then, I looked down at my ridiculous shirt and started to laugh too. It was pretty funny. And the laughing made my nervous energy disappear. I walked up to the front of the class, now confident in my speech. I worked on it for weeks. I knew everything there was to know about Switzerland. My presentation went great. I may have stumbled a few times, but at least I did remember to wear pants. I ended up getting an A on the project. And that day, I learned that it's totally normal to get nervous or stage fright when having to speak in front of people. A lot of people have these feelings, not just me. I also learned I shouldn't take myself too seriously, whether it's overthinking an upcoming event or wearing a shirt with my own giant face on it.